Good morning, good morning. Give me a second here. Just a second. I'll get with it. Waylon Jennings.
Songs about the night they spent protecting you from me.
I like some Waylon Jennings in the morning.
Someone called us outlaws in some old magazine.
Are you looking through my history?
New York City.
What?
You're looking through my history. I had a Waylon Jennings day yesterday.
Don't you think this outlaw bit has done got out of hand? That's right. Don't you think this Russian investigation's done got out of hand? I gotta find my glasses. It's 8:01. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Amanda has made me aware that I have an attitude this morning, but I am going to have an admission. We always have to prepare for any time I have an omission of something. Not omission, a mission, right? The daylight savings time got me last night. It got me last night. It didn't get me the night before. I was ready for it. But last night, it got me because, I mean, I'm sitting there, it's still daylight. It's 8:30. I mean, I need to be in bed by now. And it caught up to me last night. So this is my day where daylight savings time kicked me in the rear end. Okay? Now, I'm your host, BKP. Let me tell you how to get in touch with the show. You can always get involved. You can send us text messages, 706-889-9700. You can always send us a text message to the show. If you'd ever like to be on the show, text us and let us know you want to be on the show. We can get you on the show. Chief@fetchernews.com. I'm for sure that's what that says across the room without... The reason, folks, hold on. The reason I do this is because, you know, Amanda could just put something up just to be... Put that back up. Now I can see it. I put my glasses on. Put that back up. Because you can always put something on there trying to trick me. Chief@fetchernews.com. I always got to make sure it says the same thing every day. I never know with this team here. You can follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews and @FYNTV. We would like for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetcher News YouTube. You subscribe anytime we're doing a live broadcast. You will get a notification that it's a live broadcast, okay? And or we do and then find one of our 97 Facebook pages. I mean, Fetcher News Facebook page, FYN TV Facebook page, Team FYN Sports Facebook page. What? Then find us on Instagram, right? What the hell? Don't say you can't find us. All right, the Munsters. When I'm a kid, nothing. I will go home and watch these today if necessary. The opening, play the opening. There's a reason. You know, I like to start the show, folks. And I understand what's going on out there, and I understand that the House Intelligence Committee has come out and decided to put their report out that they find no Russian collusion. You know, I know Stormy Daniels wants to give back the 130 G's so she can go on 60 Minutes. But I always like to open the show and have a little fun, get the day started out. Play my Munsters theme song, and I'll tell you why. Play that for me. Okay, folks, now I don't know about you, but I love the Munsters, all right? Now, Butch Patrick, which played Eddie Munster, all right? He is going to be up at North Georgia Ford, okay, Friday and Saturday. Put the one up that says Butch Patrick in the Cars. Now you remember the famous, put the picture up of Butch Patrick in the Cars. Okay? You remember the famous Munster mobile there and Grandpa's Dragon Dragster? Remember when Grandpa made the dragster and went to the drag strip? Now put the one up. Butch Patrick and Eddie Munster. That one there. All right. Butch Patrick and Eddie Munster. I think that's what the picture says. There it is. This is Butch Patrick. He played Eddie Munster in the Munsters. He's going to be with the Cars. The Cars are going to be there. He's going to be at North Georgia Ford in Blue Ridge. North Georgia Ford, right up there in Blue Ridge on a 4-lane. The Cars will be there. You can check them out Friday and Saturday. Now, Natalie wanted to cover this, Amanda. So she calls me up. She says, let me get one more picture. She says, can I cover this? Can I cover this? Here's what she says to me, okay? Put up Butch Patrick. Let's see. The other Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster, when he's holding Wolfie. Is that the one? Is he holding Wolfie there? That's little Wolfie, right? So,
That's Wolfie.
Is he holding something?
He's holding his little doll.
It's not a doll, that's Wolfie. That's little, oh my God, that's little Wolfie. I mean, I'm serious. Natalie calls me up. She says, oh, I'm the biggest fan. Can I cover this? Can I cover this? I said, I tell you what, if you can answer a little bit of Munster trivia, you can cover the event. And she said, okay. I said, well, what's Eddie's full name? What is his full name? Do you know his full name?
God, no.
It's Edward Wolfgang Munster.
Of course it is.
Yeah. And the doll is not a teddy bear. It's little Wolfie.
It's a little... It looks like him.
That's little Wolfie. And then, when Grandpa mixed him a potion and he grew a beard, how did he get rid of the beard?
He shaved it.
No! See? I guess I'm going to have to cover this myself. He accidentally got his beard in his soup and it dissolved. And Lily said, Edward, keep your beard out of your soup. Am I the only one? You remember when Grandpa mixed him a potion and he turned into a girl?
No, I didn't watch it.
Natalie wanted to cover this and she did not know. She wants to cover this and she does not know her Munster trivia. I've been working with her for 2 days. I don't want her to embarrass herself when she goes up there. You know what I mean? I mean, first of all, if you don't know his name's Edward Wolfgang Munster. And play one more clip. Let's just stay with me. We will get into the news. One more Munster clip. And then I promise I won't play one for another 10 minutes. I'm in a Munster mood, okay? I love Herman. Okay, Herman played Fred Gwynn, right? He played in a sitcom right before the Munsters. What was it? What am I going to do?
Frankenstein?
No, Car 54, where are you? All right, play that second clip. This is one of my favorite because I plan to ask Eddie what it was like to meet this guy. All right? This is a time when Herman was going to get, he got a tryout with the Dodgers. Play this clip, and then we'll go to the serious part of the show.
Where do you want it?
What do I want? Why don't you try and hit it over the center field fence?
Gotcha. saw anything like it.
I don't know whether to sign him with the Dodgers or send him to Vietnam.
All right, folks, obviously, hit a grounder, Pop. That was Butch Patrick. I want to know seriously what it was like to meet Leo Durocher, all right, the Dodger. All right, so anyhow, I'm sorry. Just saying. All right, that's enough. I won't do any more. I will not bore you any longer with any more Munster trivia or any. Put the Dracula car up.
I thought you said you weren't going to bother me anymore.
I can't help it. Put Dracula up. Remember when Grandpa built this car? This is the
Dragula?
Dracula. What the heck?
It's the Dragula.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, no, Grandpa was Dracula. I'm sorry. You're exactly right. My bad. Dragula. Possible. The Dragula dragster. I remember when Grandpa built this. He showed up at the track. Okay? So, anyhow, I'm sorry. Enough's enough. It's already 8:12, and I'm talking about the Munsters. But you can meet Butch Patrick up at North Georgia Ford this Friday and Saturday. And I'm pretty sure my people are going back and forth with his people. We're getting together, but he may be on the show Friday. I think he's going to be on the show. What, nothing?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he, though?
Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously.
Do I have to answer any trivia? Because I don't know anything.
Yes, absolutely. All of you will have to know your Munster trivia. If he may be on the show Friday. I wonder if he gets tired of the Eddie Munster questions. I mean, because
probably.
Huh?
Probably.
Well, I have Munster questions. Okay, let's take that off. Yes, the House Intelligence. All eyes. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go to this first. Lamb-Saccone. All right. Now, let's talk about this first. This is the Pennsylvania special election. Lamb-Saccone today is out there, the 18th Congressional District of PA, and put this up. The media is out there. Do you have the picture or not? I mean, what do you want? You want a special invite to put the picture up? What? Lamb-Saccone. I said it 6 times. Yeah. We only been putting it up for 3 days. I'm not grouchy. I'm the most lovable grouch you ever met. Anyhow, here is Lamb is the Democrat on, and Saccone in the far corner, the Republican. They've been making a lot of excuses for the Republican, not a good candidate. Lamb is, mama's boy, good-looking kid. A lady the other day on one of the news networks that they interviewed right there on the street said that he is every mama's dream right there. That young man, good kid. It's neck and neck according to the polls out there in the 18th District of Pennsylvania. This is a special election, but here's an interesting thing about this election that some are talking about. But this district is no longer relevant at the end of the year. This district that they're running in Pennsylvania has redrawn the districts, okay, the congressional districts, which the state of Pennsylvania Supreme Court has upheld, which gives the Democrats about a 10-seat favorite to pick up. What do they need? 24, okay? And this seat is irrelevant. I'm very serious. It is just shocking at the waste of money of what these people care about millions of dollars for a seat that doesn't exist at the end of the year. All the media is rushing into the 18th district out there in western Pennsylvania That has gone overwhelmingly 20 points for Trump in the last election. This district has come in Republican. The last Republican has, I forget his name, he resigned due to an inappropriate sexual affair or something there. I forget exactly what the details, but he left office. We got a special election, and today is the day in PA. Now, the media is out there today. All of your left-leaning media is right out there in PA working as hard as they can for Lamb, because nothing they will enjoy any more than tonight, okay? Getting to go tonight and have breaking results that the Democrat has won a district, and they want this to be part of the wave, okay? I mean, the Democrats have the surfboard in the water, and they're paddling towards that magic number to get Nancy Pelosi. Now, this guy here, Lamb, the Democrat, interestingly, has said that he would not support Pelosi as the Speaker of the House or the majority leader there. It'll be interesting tonight, but folks, I'm just going to ask you, no matter what happens in this district, remember this district does not exist in 8 months. Doesn't exist. Okay, this vote does not change anything between now and the end of the year, all right, on any legislation. And when this district no longer exists, the districts around this area will probably go Democrat anyway due to the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. So don't get all worked up today if tonight somehow this guy Lamb, all right, pulls out a win. Don't get worked up. Now, I'm not making a prediction of what's going to happen out there in Western PA. This is some interesting people. Now, Saccone won, not a party favorite, has not gotten the support from the party like he should have, has been talked about as not a good candidate. All right. On the other hand, Lamb has come through as, see, the Democrats are not trashing him right now due to his moderate views that he is saying, because they want to win the seat. They want Donald Trump to lose. That would be the big thing tonight, is Trump loses district he won by 20 points in election, and then you'll have to hear all the way of the blue wave in Pennsylvania. They will tell you Pennsylvania is back. It's back on track. All the above. So just watch and see. What's this mean for Donald Trump in 2020? And does Jeff Flake stand a chance? You heard that. Arizona Jeff Flake will probably primary the president. Okay, so tonight, Pennsylvania, keep an eye on it. Don't get all worked up. I want to take a break. We're going to come back and go through some minor stories. Go through first that the House has found no collusion. We'll go through that. I want to do a little update on the David Schaefer story where he is being accused of sexual harassment. He is the Georgia Senate pro temp, is running for lieutenant governor. I want to do a little update on that. You know what? Speaking of stormy, don't complain, folks, that it's been cold. Don't complain it's been a little rainy. Okay, I'm serious. Because the Northeast is bracing for like the third major storm in like 10 days. I mean, like in 10 days, the Northeast is bracing for another major storm. I mean, they've had 3 snowstorms, not a little bit, 3 snowstorms back to back, and today another one's coming through. Right through that Appalachian belt to West Virginia. I mean, they had like a foot of snow through there, the Cumberland Valley, out through there. Just do yourself a favor. Just say it's a little cold this morning. Just say you had to turn your defrost on the car. But at least I don't live in the Northeast where they've had 3 snowstorms in a row. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We'll be back right after this messages. I'm wondering what Amanda has on tap today. Am I too grouchy? Is that why you won't talk to me? Good little people. Well, I and the good little people on this show will be back right after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas, just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas, just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hut.
Great big nightclub.
I'm back, folks. Hold on.
And he put me up a couple of days early. I came in a couple of days early, and they put me up at what they call the Star Suite. Now here I am, headliner in one of the biggest nightclubs in the country, and I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
What was this song here? I'm trying to think of this song.
All by myself. Yeah, that's what I said. Oh. But I did what I've always done, man, to cheer myself up. I picked up my guitar, wrote me a little song. Now this is how it feels to be alone at the top of the hill, trying to figure out why.
This is how it feels to be alone at the top of the hill. Lord, it's hard to be humble.
When you're perfect in
every way. When you're perfect in every way.
I can't wait to look in.
I can't wait to look in the mirror.
'Cause I get better looking each.
That's right. Isn't that my song?
I think Outlaw Bit's more your speed.
I'm a hell of a man. Lord, it's hard to be humble, but I'm doing the best that I can. I'm trying. That's what Hillary can't be humble about Jack. Now, I'm your host, BKP. Did you hear about this? Here's Hillary Clinton. All right, Hillary goes over to where was I? Just had the story. Where did I go? All right, Hillary goes over to, here it is. Hillary goes over to India, right? And you got to pay attention to this. And first of all, she says, this is the feminist, the leader of the feminist movement. She said, one, Hillary can't keep her mouth shut. She said that she lost because women, you white women out there, that's right, white women, voted the way your husbands, your dads, your sons told you to vote. If dad and your husband and your son was voting for Donald Trump, you did the same thing. I'm serious. She's on another reason why she lost. She's in India talking trash about of all the white women that voted for Donald Trump because of their husbands told them to. So Hillary can't give up. But now here's something that's interesting you got to pay attention to that Hillary said while she was in India. And I know what you're thinking, what about her is even relevant? But this is a quote. Here's what she said to a group in India. There's all the red in the middle where Trump won. There's all the red in the middle where Trump won. Now, I won the coast. She won the coast. I win Illinois, Minnesota, places like that. But what the map doesn't show you is that I won the places that represent 2/3 of the America's gross domestic product. So I won the places that are optimistic, diverse, dynamic, moving forward. And his whole campaign, Donald Trump, Make America Great Again, was looking backward. You don't like black people getting rights. You don't like women getting jobs. You don't want to see that Indian Americans succeeding more than you are. Whatever your problem is, I'm going to solve it. Now, all the time critics talk about when politicians or Americans are on foreign soil, the difference in making these comments. But here's what she is correct about in one area. In all the red areas, there are blue spots. And what I'm just asking you right now today, because we're talking about Pennsylvania, we're talking about the redistricting that nobody's paying attention to, the redistricting of the congressional districts in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, okay? Philadelphia, the Lehigh Valley, the blue area through there, and Pittsburgh. If you look at Pennsylvania, it's a great example, and look what they did. Pennsylvania, the map itself has a 90% red. It's 90% red. So what do they have to do? They have to carve enough out of the blue. And I say this over and over. I know you're tired of hearing it. But what Hillary is telling you is look at the red areas. Atlanta. I like to say this. You have Texas. Texas has Houston. Texas has Dallas. Texas has Austin. I mean, the list goes on. Okay? Texas has some major cities that if they could carve if you go look, there's blue. Okay? And if you go look in Texas and look at the blue dots, all right? You look at the reddest states and look at the blue dots in them. You look at Georgia and you look at Savannah and you look at down there in Savannah and you look down in Columbus and you look down in Macon and you look over in Atlanta, all right? And you look at the blue if they can carve just around it slightly, okay? If they can carve just around it slightly, they start changing congressional districts. Hillary knows this. They know this. They're working hard. Go to my show card just a minute, please. Just a minute. Just go to my show. Sorry about that, folks. A little interruption there. Sorry about that. I had to. So I know what. Here's what I'm talking about. Hillary Clinton can't go anywhere in the world without crying why she lost. But there's all the red in the middle where Trump won. You need to take that sentence and not forget it. Do not forget it. Okay, the House Intelligence Committee. Devin Nunes, I have the old frozen computer. They have found that there's no, they can't find any collusion. They have finalized their report. The House has finalized their report. You got the picture of Nunes and Peter King there, number 1 and number 2. Just 1 second here. Hopefully my article will come up that I've been working off of. And apologize. Now I'm having the old computer freeze day. I sure hope that's not the rest of my day here. House GOP ending Russian probe, says no collusion is found. Now, they're not going to, nobody's going to accept this in the media because they claim that Nunes is, I've even heard MSNBC claim that he is a Russian spy. I'm serious. Joe Scarborough and them said that. The House Intelligence Committee is shutting down their contentious investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. The top Republican leading the probe announced Monday the committee will interview no more witnesses, and Republicans are in the process of preparing their final report. Representative Mike Conaway of Texas told reporters a draft that roughly 150-page report will be delivered to the committee Democrats to review Tuesday. The draft document asserts that there is no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians, the most political charge question examined by the committee. All right. Now, it will also contradict a U.S. official intelligence, sorry about that, U.S. official intelligence, U.S. Community assessment that Russian President Vladimir Putin showed a preference for Donald Trump during the race, another assertion that Trump has disputed. We have found no evidence of collusion, Conway said Monday. We found perhaps some bad judgment, inappropriate meetings, inappropriate judgment in taking meetings, but only Tom Clancy could take this series and inadvertent contacts, meetings, whatever, and wave that into some sort of spy thriller that could go out there. Further, he said, we couldn't establish the same conclusion that the CIA did, that Russia specifically wanted to help Trump. Okay? So President Trump put out a tweet in capital letters. This is from the President of the United States. The House Intelligence Committee has, after a 14-month-long in-depth investigation, found no evidence of collusion or coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia to influence the 2016 presidential election. Now, the Senate has not done the same, and obviously the top Democrat on the panel, Adam Schiff of California, in a blistering statement called the end of the probe a tragic milestone, and they by ending its oversight role, In the only authorized investigation in the House, the majority has placed the interest of protecting the president over protecting the country, and history will judge its actions harshly. I hope history does judge the actions of these Democrats harshly in the future. I really do, because they cannot stand the positive things that are going on in this country. Just can't take it. Now, Stormy Daniels, give me a picture there. Now wait a minute. This is Stormy and the attorney. All right, let's not stay too long on this. But this is Stormy Daniels and the attorney Cohen. All right. So supposedly, what did this happen in 2002? I think in 2002, Trump had an encounter. We'll call that, all right, an encounter, okay, with Stormy. He bumped into Stormy, but if you'd see Stormy, she's not hard to bump into, okay? So Trump bumps into Stormy 2002. I don't know what happens, never know, just saying. And supposedly, months before the election, somewhere in that area, they thought, we better throw Stormy some hush money. This may have happened. I'm just going into this. Or we may need to throw, I know it was 2002, but we need to throw Stormy some hush money, okay? Well, so Cohen supposedly, out of his own account, that's Donald Trump's attorney, pays Stormy $130,000. Here's shut your damn mouth money, right? So Stormy realizes, this $130,000, I could really turn this into something. I mean, I settled too cheap, right? Now, supposedly, okay, Mueller special counsel is asking questions about payoffs to porn stars. Really? That's where you do forget. I wonder how much hush money JFK, the Kennedys, had to pay. I really do. I'd love to get into the Kennedy hush money. I'd love to get into the Bill Clinton hush money. I mean, on and on. I'd love to get into the hush money. Now, I'm not saying it's okay, but it's interesting now that a porn star, I mean, if the media would take just half a second and talk about Bill Clinton on the Lolita Express with 14-year-old girls. Now, this is in 2002, all right? Not that this is okay. Here's the thing. Now, let me ask you a question, Amanda. Not that this is okay, but since the President of the United States has taken the oath of office on January 20th, all right, now before January 20th of last year, before he took office, you have all these women making accusations. That's okay. No, we're not saying that if they have an accusation, they can make it. We have Stormy Daniels, but since the day he raised his right hand and took the oath of office, do you have one woman from that day on that is even said that he said anything inappropriate, touched him inappropriate, did anything inappropriate?
No, and actually, who was it that was admitting a while ago that whenever he was meeting with somebody, it wasn't Vladimir Putin, but it was someone from Russia, and they had offered him women to go upstairs with him, and he laughed and was looking at them and said, declined respectfully, but was no. Are you crazy?
Well, they tried to make a thing saying Nikki Haley, and that ended real quick because it was nothing but a lie. Okay? But
I don't think he would do anything to jeopardize his role in presidency while in the White House.
Well, and I'm not saying it's okay. I mean, I'm just trying to say, I'm not saying there's anything okay with the Stormy Daniels story per se. Okay, this is okay, but So supposedly Stormy got $130,000 to keep her mouth shut. And now they're wanting to know if Trump gave the attorney the money back, and if he didn't, did the attorney claim it as a campaign contribution? If the attorney got it back. Now she wants to talk. Put the other picture up, okay? Now I don't know how much trouble I'm going to get in over this. Put the second picture of Stormy up. But this woman wants to talk on 60 Minutes. Did I send you a second picture? Right? Well, you give me the hold on a minute sign. I get the hold on a minute. Anyhow, so the attorney supposedly paid the $130,000, but Donald Trump supposedly did not sign the hush money agreement. So Stormy thinks I can just go talk anywhere. Well, you know, they're trying to shut down a 60-minute interview, is what I understand. Okay, and there's Stormy right there, okay? And I don't know if you can see the picture, but, you know, she's got a couple dollar bills hanging out of her, what would you call that?
A garter.
Yeah, okay. She's got a couple dollar bills up there in the left-hand corner, okay? And she's getting her dance on. This is actually Stormy Daniels, and this is the person that 60 Minutes is going to do a full story on. Oh, yeah. Full story. 60 Minutes, Stormy. Now, Stormy claims she has pictures and video. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? So, what's the point of the hush money if you can't keep your damn mouth shut? Right? So, Stormy Daniels is not out of the news, and the media, MSNBC, they are treating this like the biggest. I mean, if Bill Clinton and the Lolita Express, do you know it finally took Donald Trump? Now think about it. Juanita Broderick, was that her name? It finally took Donald Trump, Paula Jones, it finally took Donald Trump inviting these women to a press conference. Do you remember that? And setting these women down in front of the media before the debate. It's saying, you know what? These women want to be heard. And the only way they were going to be heard is if I called the press conference because I knew you would show up. We had women for years begging for you to hear their story through the media that claimed Bill Clinton raped them. Now, is Stormy Daniels claiming she got raped? No. Do you know of a rape accusation? No. You know of people saying that Donald Trump acted inappropriate, but rape? No. But Bill Clinton was accused of rape, and the media would never touch the story, never come close. But don't forget, Donald Trump is the guy, when you hear all this Stormy Daniels, all right? Donald Trump is the guy that held a press conference and put the ladies right there with him because he said, you know what? These ladies have a story to tell, and they've been ignored all these years. And it's only by me holding a press conference will you cover these. And he gave, for the first time really, the platform to these ladies that Bill Clinton inappropriately raped, did whatever, you know. Okay? And then he invited them to the debate. And the media had no choice but to put the camera on these women. Folks, they just want to do anything. Stormy has no credibility, and I don't believe what she has to be real, and I don't believe what she has. I believe whatever she may have could be altered. It's just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Do you find any credibility in this woman? Because I need your perspective over there.
What was my question?
Do you find any first question, are you paying attention?
I am paying attention.
Do you find any credibility in this woman whatsoever?
Absolutely not. And it's not, you know, not to dog her or anything. I'm just not about dogging other women, but look at the lifestyle that she carries. Like, anyone that has this kind of lifestyle is already a little bit, you know, hairy and mentally unstable to me.
So you think she just realized, hey, who's giving back the $130,000 is what I want to wonder. I mean, is she still working she's still working the circuit for, you know, $100 bills?
I'm telling you right now, if she's stripping for money, it's not her $130,000 to give back. Someone's, you know, offering that.
So, Stormy Daniels, you think Stormy Daniels offering to give back the $130,000 and go on 60 Minutes, that somebody else is putting up the $130,000?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And also, I think someone gave her a better offer to start a storm.
Start a storm? Okay, a blank storm?
I'm being nice today.
A crap storm, right? All right. So Stormy is going to go on 60 Minutes. She's going to give the money back. The Democrats are loving all the chaos they can cause. They are the ones, don't forget, that do not want to unify the country. They are the ones that do not want to acknowledge the unemployment rate. They are the ones that do not want to acknowledge the regulations that have been cut that have spurred this economy to where it's at today. They are the ones that do not want to acknowledge one thing positive, okay? There's no way Republicans treated, okay, myself included, Barack Hussein Obama, the way that Donald Trump is being treated. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break. We'll come right back. I want to talk about Lieutenant Governor David Schaefer, and I want to talk just a little bit about some local candidates that have qualified, okay, to run in some races here. And then at 9:30, Amanda, I don't know what she has set up for us or what kind of discussion she wants to have. So I'm your host, BKP. Don't forget, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700 if you ever want to text the show and give us your opinion. Take us to break, Amanda.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband, Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
It's just this simple. Nobody beats Days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats Days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Two.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now we're getting close to the 9 o'clock hour. I just want to remind you, Butch Patrick. Now, who is Butch Patrick? Butch Patrick he played Eddie Munster. He played Eddie Munster in the Munsters, and he will be with the Cars. Put him in both of the Cars. The Dracula, I said Dracula later, or the Dragula. Put both the Cars, Eddie Patrick and both the Cars up. Remember this famous car from the Munsters that Herman had there? Well, both of those cars will be at North Georgia Ford Friday and Saturday, and so will Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster. He will be there also Friday and Saturday. I can't wait to go up there. All right, now let's say during the break we were talking, and I don't want to go into great detail, but I did want to share. Amanda is concerned about Stormy Daniels' health, and that's the kind thing that I wanted to share.
We're just concerned.
You have health concerns? I mean, you're the one that said...
It's not just the being hot top heavy. It's just the lifestyle in general. We'll pray for her.
Are we praying for her? Oh, my God. I can't believe you said... I don't know what... Who let you on the show? Who gave you a mic?
I'm being serious.
Well, she's made the prayer list because she may have health problems. Oh, my God. Now, here's an accident waiting to happen. I say that. And they have always been able to. We were talking about it earlier, but put the picture up there of Illinois prison cells there. But if you're waiting in prison, in jail, if you're waiting in jail for trial, okay, you're innocent till proven guilty, but you're waiting for trial, you can, on a paper ballot, I understand, still vote because you've not been convicted. But a new Illinois law allows inmates to vote in person in jail polling sites. Now, here's something that could go wrong. Hidden away in the cinder block cells across the country, disenfranchised voters wait to be given their turn to exercise their constitutional mandated right. Even when the law allows inmates to vote, they are often not given the opportunity to do so. All right? A recent Illinois law allows people who are in jail waiting trial but not yet been convicted to vote in person rather than by mail. Okay? In the past, you would have to. An inmate would have to mail their ballot in. Okay? And their claim is they don't get the ballots, they don't get their opportunity, and if they've not been convicted, their right to vote has not been taken away. According to the Chicago Reporter, on March 28th, the first time in nearly a decade, eligible inmates were allowed to vote in person and submit their ballots to electronic officials rather than mail-in, a practice that increases voting rates. Cook County Jail. Cook County Jail is among a few places in the nation that permits in-person voter registration and voting. The county clerk's office and volunteers worked with the jail officials to set up polling places in the gym for women, in the chapel for men, for maximum security. Now, let me ask you. Voting laws for people accused or convicted of crimes vary from state to state. Maine and New Hampshire allow anyone, even incarcerated felons, to vote. Even incarcerated in Maine and New Hampshire. 11 states, including Nevada, Florida, and Louisiana, do not allow either incarcerated people waiting trial or felons who've been released to vote. Most states are in the middle and restrict only inmates and parolees, okay? The Chicago Reporter noted that in 2016 general election, nearly 1,200 ballots came from Cook County Jail, where population hovers over 7,000 and is 74% black. So, if you're going to send them to jail, let's let them vote. What say you about putting voting machines in the jail? Precincts to vote, actual voter areas in the jail. What could go wrong there, right? I don't know. I just something about that story when I read that this morning. I'm going through there. I'm thinking, no, what could go wrong here, right? So now, yesterday I told you this. And let me go to the state of Georgia for a minute, because this is important, folks, because this is going to happen over and over, okay? Now, before I actually call a political consultant, some of these political consulting firms, okay, I mean, there's lawyers, right? This is a joke. Don't get all bent out of shape. There's lawyers, politicians, used car salespeople, and then there's the political consultants that nobody ever talks about, okay? And these groups, their job is to get their candidate elected. Period. That's their job. Get their candidate elected. Their job's not to tell the truth. Their job's not to be ethical, moral. I don't know, just saying. Just saying. Not all, but for the most part. Their job's to get their candidate elected. All right? They're not interested in being friends with you. They're not interested in anything but getting their candidate elected. So David Schaefer, okay, is the Senate pro tem in the state of Georgia. All right? He is the Senate's former number 2 leader, a presumed frontrunner in the race for lieutenant governor. Okay? He's from Duluth, Senator David Schaefer. But he has 2 Republican, one former House of Representatives, Georgia House of Representative, Put up Schaefer's picture. This is David Schaefer. Okay? I'm just telling you, you got to pay attention to these stories. Now, he would like to be your next lieutenant governor, and I'm not endorsing him. I just want you to watch out for something. He is the Senate pro temp, which makes him the number 2 leader behind lieutenant governor. Now, a lot of people get upset with the in-line elections. Like, hey, Casey Cagle could be a great candidate, could turn out to be a great governor. That's up to you, the voters. But there's that he's in line, okay? Well, you know, Schaefer is the presumed front runner. He's the presumed front runner in this Republican race for lieutenant governor. So he has, I think his name, Rick Jeffers, put him up. This is his opponent. And he is a former senator who resigned his seat so he can run for election. Okay, Schaefer did not resign his seat. He resigned his seat to run for election. Okay, so the reason they resigned the seat, folks, is so they can continue to collect campaign cash. You cannot collect campaign cash while session is going on. So if you're going to run for state office, which Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle, House of Representatives Mike Williams, now Hunter Hill resigned his seat. The guy running for governor of the state of Georgia, Hunter Hill, nice guy, good candidate, but he resigned his seat as a state senator, and when they had the special election, the Republicans lost that seat to a Democrat. So that was a risky move that he made that actually cost the Republicans in Atlanta. But Jeffers resigned his seat so he can campaign and collect campaign cash. He is on the Senate. On the other side, the House of Representatives, the Georgia House of Representatives, okay, Jeff Duncan. These are his 2 opponents, okay. There's Jeff Duncan. He's a representative. He resigned his seat, okay, to run against Schaefer. Schaefer did not. So these 2 guys are running against David Schaefer for lieutenant governor of Georgia. Now, the day of qualifying, not the day before, the day of qualifying, right after it closed, qualifying closed, all right? A story, okay, of sexual harassment. As the week began, news broke that a sexual harassment complaint has been lodged against State Senator David Schaefer of Duluth. All right? Schaefer has denied as ridiculous the allegations made by longtime lobbyists in the state capitol. Okay? Now, a fellow Republican who says Schaefer once demanded she show him her breasts in return for help to pass a bill. This is not a good time to bring you into this, is it, Amanda? All right, forget it. We'll pass it.
No.
I'm just reading the article. It's a breast exchange. Did I say something wrong?
No.
It's in the article.
It is. I mean,
all right. True. So, show me what you got, and I'll see what I can't do to help you with that bill you're trying to get passed. Whew. Well, Schaefer has denied it, but Schaefer once demanded she show her breast in return for her help in passing of a bill. The AJC reported by James Salzer. Says the lobbyist had hired a land attorney, Bruce Harvey. So she's got an attorney, and you know she's saying that Schaefer wanted to see her boobies. And I mean, I'm trying to be, come on, just saying. But so far as we could tell, Schaefer's GOP rivals for the job of lieutenant governor, former state lawmaker Jeff Duncan of Cumming and Rick Jeffers of McDonough remained silent on the allegations over the weekend. But a handful of Republicans have popped up as character witnesses for Schaefer. Now, first of all, 2 out of 3 of these character witnesses I know very well. Okay, 2 out of 3. I don't know the one in the middle, but I know 2 out of 3, and I know 2 out of 3 will not come out and give a character reference for Schaefer if they're not positive. I know these 2 people, but before I get there, you notice it says the other 2 campaigns remain silent on the accusations. I want to put this out, okay? Several sources, and this is a question mark, okay? I'm not down in the other candidates, okay? Jeff Duncan has been at FYN TV studios here, and I spent an hour with him one day. I'm not calling these candidates out, but multiple sources have told me it's very strongly believed that one of these candidates is the one that released this story. And that one of these candidates has a campaign consultant. I've not been told, quote, now let me get it straight. I've not been told, quote, that the candidate themselves released the story, but possibly one of the candidates' consultants timed it to go against Schaefer. And sources tell me there's a lot of holes in this story concerning this consultant. And this consultant is, not somebody that Schaefer just met. So wait for this story to develop. But from Julianne Thompson, a Republican activist with Gwinnett ties, posted, and I know Julianne very well. And I'm telling you, she's not writing this to help anybody. She is not going to come out and just help anybody. She's the original co-founder of the Atlanta Tea Party. There is a national hysteria, a witch hunt. Anyone can accuse anyone of anything, and people are publicly shamed for not automatically believing the accuser. I don't believe this for 1 minute, Julianne said. If you have spent any time in Georgia politics, you know how ridiculous this is. First of all, filed the day after he qualified. Then the accuser hired Georgia's male version of Gloria Allred to handle her. That's right, Bruce Harvey, the attorney Bruce Harvey. Okay. Then the accuser hired the attorney Bruce Harvey, Georgia's male version of Gloria Allred, to handle her on the complaint. Not even a court case. What does that tell you? This reeks of dirty politics against Schaefer. Now, you do understand on David Schaefer's side, he denies it, and he has people coming out, and everybody knows she hired Bruce Harvey, and this is not a legal case. This is going to go through the Senate Ethics Commission or whatever. There has to be hearings now, and there has to be a review. So no matter what David Schaefer does, he has to go through this Senate Ethics review. Okay? We'll get to that. Now here's the second one I know very well. I didn't know the middle one, but 2 out of 3 I know very well. And from Kay Godwin, a co-chairman of the Georgia Conservatives in Action. I have been an activist in the Capitol for 25 years. Anytime I've gone to the Capitol, I always get a chance to say hello to Kay. Kay has been at her office here in LJ before. She has been here for political reasons of working for candidates. I had Kay in this office, and every time I go to Atlanta, you can always say hello to Kay. I'm telling you right now, she would not make this statement just to do it. I have been an activist at the Capitol for over 25 years. As a woman, it is easy to notice how men treat women. I know who the players are. I know who has wandering eyes and who flirts. I have never ever, in capital letters, seen or heard anything inappropriate from Senator Schaefer. Not ever toward anyone. He goes home every night. Anyone that knows him knows that he is not, that this is not who he is. Anyone that knows him knows that this is not who he is. I'm telling you, these two women would not write this. This campaign needs to get back. I'm not endorsing David Schaefer, okay? I'm very concerned on campaign consultants being this being their Molotov cocktail to throw in and explode at the right time. All right? So I tell you what, I sure hope it comes out how this lobbyist, which is unnamed at this time, the attorney Bruce Harvey, and how this story broke. If it's true, a campaign consultant for one of Schaefer's opponents, just saying, keep your lawyers off my ass, I just saying sources, all right? I hope this gets cleared up, because I think the next lieutenant governor of the state of Georgia the voters need to pick the next lieutenant governor for the state of Georgia on the merits. Now, if you don't like Schaefer's votes, if you don't like bills that Schaefer has pushed on the Senate floor, if you don't like things Schaefer has done during legislative sessions, fine. That's what you campaign against. I'm just telling you, and you better remember, lieutenant governor is very important. Oh, wait a minute. How many people in how many states know? Amanda, you need to be paying attention. If you're not, listen right now.
I'm paying attention.
Okay. How many people in whatever state you're in, okay, know who your lieutenant governor is? Right. Until you need a lieutenant governor, you don't know who the lieutenant governor is.
I know who mine is.
I know you know that. I didn't tell you to answer. I said to pay attention. But most states out there, people don't pay attention to who the lieutenant governor is. And you think, lieutenant governor, what's the big deal? Let me tell you the big deal. The lieutenant governor presides over your state senate. What's that mean? He can make the decision of what comes to the floor for votes. He or she can make the decision. So how important is the lieutenant governor? You just have seen, okay, that was for you, Jane, have seen, that should be right. You just have seen recently where a lieutenant governor stopped a bill and stripped out the tax exemption for Delta, a $40 million tax break based on them singling out the NRA. Oh, lieutenant governor can do something. That's right. Pay attention, folks. There is not one race in the state of Georgia. You have three choices right now on the Republican side: Duncan, Jeffers, or Schaefer. And somehow this little bomb goes off on Schaefer. Let's get back to seeing if we can find a lieutenant governor that in the given time will step up against or for Georgia as they preside over the Georgia State Senate on their merits. Like I said, you can read this. This is by Jim Galloway. Okay? Jim Galloway wrote this with the AJC. And the reason I wanted to read it this morning is I would like for you to read it. It's on the from Julianne Thompson and also Kay Godwin. Now I will read Mark Roundtree of Landmark Communications, a polling firm. I don't believe this for 1 second. Not for 1 second. That sounds like an attempt to just smear him as qualifying week closes, preying upon people who do not know Schaefer personally. That statement from that person, I don't know. but Julianne Thompson and Kay Godwin, I know very well, and those two ladies did not come out and make that statement defending Schaefer if they didn't feel there was some truth to it. So I just wanted to do that one. You understand what I'm saying there, Amanda?
Yeah, I understand.
All right, well, just checking to see if you was paying attention. Political consultants, man. Woo, they're in it to win it. That's it. And if they can win one, somebody might hire. All right, before I get, I have to be careful. Can you tell me in my ear and not tell the audience what your 930 is so I don't take it accidentally?
It is. It has to do with gender.
Okay, I thought that. Okay, so the audience didn't hear that?
No.
Okay. All right, put it back where the audience could hear you. Because, Amanda, I get in trouble because Amanda comes on at 9:30 and we talk about some things, okay? We talk about some things, and sometimes I get, she says, well, you know, you just stole my 9:30, so I don't want to do that. Before we go to break, I want to offer you to go to FetcherNews.com. We are going to be at the Blue Ridge City Council tonight live. I'm going to do that live, Blue Ridge City Council. But just want to remind you, as the election season goes through here, we go into we'll call it the election season. There is an election 2018 button, or you can always just search for election 2018 and go to Gilmer County. Now, Gilmer County has 4 candidates running. Okay, we have 4 candidates in Gilmer County running for Commissioner Post 2. Before we get to the 9:30, we get Commissioner Post 2, and that is now Charlie Parrish, the chairman of the county, is running unopposed on the Republican ticket, and nobody qualified to run on the Democrat ticket. So looks like commission chair for Gilmer County, Charlie Parrish, will get a second term. Now Post 2 in Gilmer County, we have 4 candidates. We have, and I know all 4 of the candidates fairly well. Danny Hall served a 4-year term. Okay. He served a 4-year term and was not reelected the second time, but he has served 1 term. I think that was about, well, now it's going to be about 8 years ago. He served 4 years, and he is running for Post 2 commissioner. Danny Hall is. Jerry Tuso has run a couple times for commissioner. He formerly was the chairman of the Gilmer County GOP, the Republican Party, and he has qualified to run for Post 2 commissioner. He's run a couple times. A lot of people know Jerry. Woody Jansen is qualified to run for Post 2. Most people know Woody as Carter K. River experience here, I think it is. Woody is well known over at the Carter K. River there. He is running for Post 2, Woody Jansen. And last but not least, Carleen Ferguson. We have a lady, and these are all Republican. These are all qualified on the Republican ticket. Nobody qualified on the Democrat side. Carleen Ferguson has qualified to run for Post 2 on the Republican Party. She wrote Travis Crouch, current Post 2 commissioner, is not seeking re-election, and I think the other day she wrote on Facebook that Crouch has endorsed her as the candidate, and the Board of Education members have no opponents. Now, Fannin County, I want to do this before we go to our break, Amanda. Get ready for your 9:30. Now, Fannin County elections, they have a Post 2 commission that is going to heat up a little bit there also. And in Post 2, the Democrats have qualified, have Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter is a Democrat for Fannin County Post 2 commissioner. And we're going to call all these people, get them in here, and do some short segments so you can meet them. We're going to start today trying to set that up. But Dixie Carter is running on the Democrat ticket for Fannin County Post 2. Larry Joe Sosby is seeking a third term for Post 2 and Fannin County Commissioner. Larry Joe is seeking a third term. Glenn Patterson of Fannin County. Glenn Patterson is seeking the Post 2 commission spot. And the last Republican gentleman by the name of William Tripp Ritchie. William Tripp Ritchie is running for Post 2 also. So we have three candidates for Post 2 in Fannin County on the Republican ticket. Two of them opposing the incumbent Larry Joe Sosby, and then Dixie Carter on the Democrat side. So that one will run all the way. Now we have some. We have one. Okay. One Democrat running for the board of, it's currently held by Bearden, currently held by Bobby Bearden. DiPaolo is a Democrat challenger. Jeff DiPaolo for Fannin County School Board, he's running on the Democrat ticket. He will be running against incumbent Bobby Bearden in the fall. And Bobby Bearden, well, let me get that correct. Bobby Bearden has a challenger, Marvin Allen, so my apology, in the May primary. So my apology. Bobby Bearden, current Board of Education member, has a primary challenger, Marvin Allen, and the winner in that primary would run against Jeff DiPaolo in the fall on the Democrat ticket. Another Democrat has Susan DeMora, Democrat of Fannin County. She will be running on the Democrat ticket to oppose the winner of Steve Stanley's current seat. The chairman of the Board of Education, Steve Stanley, in Fannin County incumbent, will be facing Mike Sullivan, a Fannin County Board of Education on the Republican side. Mike Sullivan, Michael Cole, and Ron Bolin. So that's going to be on that side 4 different candidates, and we'll get all those candidates in here. Steve Stanley is the incumbent and the current chair, and he's opposed by Mike Sullivan and Mike Cole and Ron Bolin on the Board of Education side there. And whoever the winner of that primary is does have a challenger, Susan DeMora, for Board of Education all the way to the fall. So there's 2 seats there that will go all the way to the fall. As you probably already know, David Ralston, House Speaker, Georgia House Speaker David Ralston, representative of the 7th District, has signed up to run again for re-election, and he is being opposed by Margaret Williamson on the Republican primary side, being opposed. And we've not met this gentleman. We're trying to get a message to him now. But in the 7th District, Georgia House 7th District, Rick Day has qualified to run on the Democrat ticket. So now we already have a message in. We are covering the 7th House seat, Georgia House seat, 7th District race right here in our backyard. But until session is over, we've not started the interview process. We will get Speaker Ralston in here and also get Margaret Williamson. Speaker Ralston, just so you understand, will do an end of session interview. It will not be as strong on the campaign, and I want to get that up front now for anybody that's going to get upset. But at FetcherNews.com, because you are the 7th District, every year we do a post-session interview with the Speaker of the House to discuss legislation that has been passed or waiting on the governor's desk to be signed or what did not make it through. So we have that scheduled, and as soon as session's over, we will get Miss Williamson in here and get some interviews started there. Now, we have scheduled next week. What day did I tell you for Clay Tippins?
Wednesday at 8:30.
Okay, we've had Brian Kemp in the office. We'll try to get him back on the phone lines, the candidate for governor. We will get Casey Cagle back on the line, the lieutenant governor. They are busy with session. We have had Hunter Hill on the show. We'll get him back on the show. But we have Clay Tippins, candidate for governor, will be in studio next Wednesday at 8:30, candidate for governor. So it's nonstop, 7 days a week until we get to election day. And that's just the way it is. Spring ahead or not, whether you're ready or not, right, Amanda? We're gonna take a brief break, and when we come back, we're gonna see what Amanda has that she wants to talk about. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hot.
One.
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Mike Pompeo. First of all, Rex Tillerson, you're fired. Who is that? Is that Mike Pompeo?
It's Mike Pompeo.
All right, Mike Pompeo, former CIA director. Just as of a couple hours ago, he's the former CIA director. Mike Pompeo is the new head of the State Department. Mike Pompeo, director, this is from Donald J. Trump himself, President of the United States, tweeted out, Mike Pompeo, director of the CIA, will become our new Secretary of State. He will do a fantastic job. Thank you, Rex Tillerson, for his service. Gina Haspel will become the new director of the CIA, the first woman so chosen. Congratulations to all. So there's Mike Pompeo, was the CIA. He is now the head of the State Department. Rex, Rex is gone. He's not in it for the long haul. He's not ready. So I guess he's got to go. Put up Rex Tillerson. This is the former, as of 43 minutes ago, Trump tweeted this out now. 46 minutes ago, not even an hour ago, this tweet came out. And there's Rex Tillerson. He is gone at the State Department. A lot of rumors, a lot of sources and rumors say he's wanted to leave for some time. A lot of people were saying after the first of the year and things got going, got to moving a little bit. Pompeo was going to be in the State Department. A lot surrounded that. Tillerson is out. He did what he had to do, I guess. President said Pompeo is in. I'm telling you, this Donald Trump he's unreal. This is like an amazing president. Now, let's look at Gina Haspel. You got her? Is that Gina? Gina is the first woman chosen to be CIA director. Okay? So, Trump fires Rex Tillerson. You're out of here. Okay? President Trump tells reporters that he and Tillerson disagreed on Iran, and he made the North Korea decision himself and thinks Tillerson will be much happier now. Okay, put up Rex Tillerson again. So he says that, hey, they disagree on Iran, and he made the North Korea decision himself and thinks Tillerson can be much happier now. Well, I watched Pompeo this weekend. Pompeo had that I know something look, didn't he? Former CIA, okay. This is additionally, Mike Pompeo has issued a statement. I am deeply grateful to President Trump for permitting me to serve. Whoa, my computer just scrolled. For permitting me to serve as director of the Central Intelligence Agency and for this opportunity to serve as Secretary of State. His leadership has made America safer, and I look forward to representing him and the American people to the rest of the world to further America's prosperity, serving alongside the great men and women of the CIA, the most dedicated and talented public servants I have encountered. I confirmed I look forward to guiding the world's finest diplomatic corps in formulating and executing the president's foreign policy. Now, here's what's important in formulating and executing the president's foreign policy. Rex Tillerson at the State Department had confusion that it was President Trump's foreign policy he was supposed to be going around the world. In my time as director of the Central Intelligence Agency, I've worked alongside many remarkable Foreign Service officers and Department of State leaders serving here in the United States and on the very edge of freedom. I know I will learn from them, and as President Trump set out in the State of the Union address, work hard to ensure that our nation will forever be safe and strong and proud and mighty and free. So Pompeo's on board, Tillerson is out, and Tillerson learned of his fate late Friday, according to the Washington Post. Asked Tillerson to step aside. All right? According to the Washington Post, he learned of his fate late Friday. And Tillerson learned of his fate late Friday, according to the Washington Post, when Trump asked Tillerson to step aside, causing the embattled top diplomat cut short his trip to Africa on Monday and returned to Washington using illness as an alibi. Mike Pompeo will replace the former Exxon CEO. All right? Has Tillerson, according to the Washington Post, the president who has long clashed with Tillerson, who he believes is too establishment in his thinking. I'm telling you, folks, I'm telling you, this is too establishment in his thinking. Just this week, I mean, drop kick me Jesus through the goalpost of life. Just this week, Cohen leaves and Trump has the nerve. Put Tillerson up there a minute. Cohen leaves and Trump has the nerve to look down the table and call him a globalist. Remember that? This week, Trump said, you're a little bit of a globalist there. We might let you come back one day, but he's a globalist. You see the globalist at the end of the table? Trump, boom, out. Okay? Now, all right, Tillerson, who he believes to establishment. So in 1 week, a globalist and to establishment, you can go. Felt it was important to make a change now as he prepares for talks with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, as well as upcoming trade negotiations. It's exactly right. These trade negotiations with the State Department, Trump is going to change how trade is done in the entire world. He will change it, and Tillerson wasn't on board. Remember, Rex Tillerson wanted to be, okay, in TPP. Remember? He wanted us to be in TPP. He got in trouble for that. Tillerson has not been on board with the foreign trade policy, and watch what Trump does. Now, don't forget, when it comes down to the cabinet, now I've said some nice things about Tillerson, but when the cabinet was established, no pun intended, okay, or was coming up for confirmation, some of you out there remember my statement, because who recommended this guy? Bob Gates. Right? Go back in the way back. I'm going to go back and find it. I told you, made me nervous when Bob Gates read his recommendation for Rex Tillerson, and when this guy was on board, okay, felt it was important to make a change now, the upcoming. Furthermore, it is worth noting that Tillerson's announcement came just hours after the new former Secretary of State said that Russia is clearly behind the poisoning, which will trigger a response. I can't get that name, all right? Something he said when he already knew he was out of the way, prompting some to ask if this was an outburst meant to provoke Trump. After all, Tillerson has nothing to lose at this point. Tillerson is out. Let's go with the first female, Gina Haspel. Put her up. The president continued. Gina Haspel, the deputy director of the CIA, will be nominated to replace Director Pompeo, as she will be the CIA's first ever female director. Okay? And a historic milestone. Mike and Gina have worked together for more than a year and have developed a great mutual respect. Rex, establishment gone. Cohen, globalist gone. Pompeo in place to follow marching orders and clean out the State Department. And first ever woman, Gina Haspel, the director of the CIA. That's a pretty good day. I think it's a pretty good day. Don't you?
It is.
All right, now, let's get to, and we haven't forgotten, but we had to break that news. That's what we do, live news. We have to break that news whenever it happens. But it's now time to find out what Amanda's just, from day to day, you got to wonder, what is she thinking? What's she up to? What's she want to talk about? What do you got, Amanda?
How are you doing?
I'm okay. And yourself?
I'm still tired.
You're still tired.
This time change.
What do you got?
Okay, so today I wanted to cover a little bit. You probably saw it because Fox 5 is covering it, but the college student kicked out of class for telling professor there are only 2 genders. And the young man, his name is Lake Engel, and here is his picture here. Lake, he is a religious studies major. He was barred from Christianity class at Indiana University of Pennsylvania for saying during class that there are only 2 genders. After showing a 15-minute TED talk by transgender ex-pastor Paula Stone Williams discussing of the reality of mansplaining, sexism for men, and male privilege, the professor asked the women in the class to share their thoughts. When no women in the class would say anything, Engel spoke up, challenging the professor on the biology of the gender wage gap, where he was thrown out of class and barred from it as well. And he actually needs this class by the end of the year to graduate.
So
and he's in a pickle.
He's in a pickle? Is that what you said?
He's in a pickle.
So he needs...
And I will say something. I've actually been there before.
Oh, go there.
Yeah, okay, so I was a psychology major. And most of your, which, I mean, this isn't really uncommon.
You know how
in
those
school.
psych majors can be.
Yeah.
They're understanding what I'm dealing with.
Don't start.
Analyze this. Go ahead.
Okay, so in most of our syllabus, there were no religion policy. And I'm a Christian, and so one day our professor got into a big rant, and I've had professors before that were atheist or agnostic, and that's fine, you know. Hey, it's your life, you live it, whatever. I don't agree with it, and I don't have to agree with it. But the professor was actually, she was a woman, was calling us out one by one and saying, are you a Christian? Do you believe? Because we were actually talking about...
Whoa, wait a minute. The syllabus said no religion. All right. But you're telling me in the conversation, this professor was singling people out one by one.
Right.
Wow. All right, go ahead.
She told, so obviously, you know, I answer yes. And I stay pretty conservative about the entire discussion, but she keeps poking at me and, you know, nagging that, because we are actually on the discussion about the lobes of the brain that cause imagination. So she's trying to say that religion is fake. It's made up in our own mind, kind of like how Monsters in the Dark.
So your lobe is disordered.
Right.
You have lobal disorder.
And so I told her I don't agree with that. And she told me that, you know, well, that's going to affect your IQ as well.
Okay, so there's the lobe of the brain that has the imagination.
Right.
And Christians have an overactive imagination.
We're delusional.
Delusional, okay.
Yes.
You know, saying that, now let's not get off this story, but I want to just say this. You know, Joy Behar on The View called, when you talk about Christianity, called Vice President Mike Pence and made a personal apology.
Right.
Now, he did ask Pence did ask her and has asked if people would come out and make, if she would come out on her show and make a public apology to the thousands of Christians that she offended. So we'll see what happens. So this guy here has to have the class.
Yes.
Or he can't graduate.
No, that's right.
And the argument was between there's no gender, and he claimed there was two.
Yes. And see, with this is actually, from what I understand, this class was Christianity 481. So he's in the 4,000, or I don't know how Indiana does it, but he's in the he's in the home stretch here. And so his lecture was on self, sin, and salvation.
His what?
Self, sin, and salvation. And it's astonishing for this professor who teaches and lectures on Christianity all day to debate the fact that God made man and woman.
Okay.
What is her? I don't understand the grounds that she had to deem him inappropriate for coming out and just blatantly saying to debate him on the specific gender of man and woman.
I don't know. I believe there are two genders, and I believe there's two genders. All right, I just believe there is. Are there medical things that make something else possible? Yes, but realistically, to me, there's two genders, and they're going to wipe out the genders. We just talked about that yesterday with the pamphlets down at KSU, where they're changing the pronouns. Okay, and I actually with this right here is a college discussion. And this guy saying there's two genders. Is there any kind of update of what's happening with him?
No, it's being reviewed by the board, and people, on the outside, people are looking at the situation like he's a bigot, and he doesn't agree with the LGBT community and whatever else this guy is being blamed for. But he has solely been called out and violated on his constitutional right of free speech and expressing that he learned in college that he believes that as a Christian there is man and there is woman, and there's solidarity in that.
Well, where's your freedom of speech now, right?
Right, there is none.
There is no freedom of speech if you don't agree with them. If you do not agree with them, I have to tell you, I come from a different time where somebody said, you dress like a boy, or you dress like, I'm just saying, okay? And I tell you what, it's funny. I'm going to say this. I'm going to get this out of the way. I remember, just a couple years older than you here. I remember. Let's go. Sometime 1970s, okay?
Yeah.
I'll never forget my dad saying, I'll tell you what, these boys are going to girls are keep dressing this way, and boys are going to keep dressing this way, and one of these days you'll not be able to tell the difference in a boy and girl. I'm just saying, that was in the 70s, and one of these days you won't see a difference. You won't be able to tell the difference in a boy and girl. But for me, I can still identify.
Yeah.
There's certain things, let's go, Stormy,
Oh, we know Stormy's a girl.
That's right, okay. So do you have anything else today, Amanda? Anything else that you have seen on the social media area or the internet that you would like to highlight before we leave?
No, nope. That's it.
I read that this morning. He said there's two genders and he got kicked out of class.
Basic in a nutshell.
Is that all it took? Because I have to tell you, I had some other things. I got kicked out of class, but it wasn't because I told the teacher there were two genders. You know, I got kicked out of class, but that wasn't the reason. Two genders.
Well, I'm going to tell you all it took for me to fail my IQ test in that specific class was that I was a Christian.
So you failed your IQ test because you're...
my IQ test magically fell down 10 points for that.
Because
and I had already made like a 125, so if I hadn't have been a Christian, I would have been a little bit smarter.
There you go. That's the reason. We figured it out. Well, let's wrap up this show. Thank you, Amanda. It's 9:51. Tillerson is out. We've talked about that. Tillerson is unaware of the reason for his dismissal, is what it's being said here. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is unaware of the reason behind his dismissal and had every intention of staying on as President Trump's top diplomat, according to a statement from Tillerson's top deputy. The secretary had every intention of staying because of the critical progress made in national security under Secretary of State Steve Goldstein, Undersecretary of State, his assistant, Steve Goldstein, said in a statement reported by multiple news outlets. The secretary did not speak to the president and is unaware of the reason, but he is grateful for the opportunity to serve and still believes that public service is a noble call. The statement continued, "We wish Secretary Designate Pompeo designated Pompeo well," the letter concludes. So Tillerson is out this morning. We've got an establishment out, a globalist out. Let's see, a globalist is out this week. Establishment is out this week. We're going to meet with the dictator of North Korea. That is set up. We got a special election in Pennsylvania we're watching today in a district that is not relevant at the end of the year, will not exist. Millions and millions of dollars in campaign money spent in a district that is going to be irrelevant. Listen, what are we going to call this? For bragging rights, okay? In Pennsylvania that will not exist. We got a porn star that's dancing for dollars on Saturday night, going to do a 60 Minutes interview and give back $130,000 that swears she has pictures and a video. There's no collusion. The House Intelligence Committee finds there's no collusion with the Trump campaign. I tell you what, I mean, just what else could you have today? I mean, is there anything else? I don't know. Nothing else that we have. I do know this. I do want to say this. Eric Holder tweeted out on the conclusion of the House Intelligence Committee's report. Eric Holder, former Secretary of State. Now, this is the first, not Secretary of State, I mean Attorney General. This is the first Attorney General, okay, charged and convicted of contempt of Congress, okay? Republican House Intel Committee shut down Russian probe before doing a complete job. This is a cover-up and a lasting stain on the reputation of what used to be a bipartisan committee when it was run by Republican Rogers and Democrat Ruppersberg. Politics beat a desire for the truth. That's what Holder said. Holder had the nerve to say this is a cover-up. Fast and Furious was a cover-up, Mr. Holder. That was the nerve that he had to say that. Let me see what else, just to make sure before we go here, there's not a one last story hanging out there or a last tweet. I did tell you, right? Put up the cars. Eddie Munster, Butch Patrick. Put the cars up before we leave, okay? Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster, will be at North Georgia Ford. That's up here in Blue Ridge, North Georgia Ford, Friday and Saturday. We're going to have this plastered all over social media today. We're going to have this plastered all over our website. Come up, meet Butch Patrick, see both of the cars. The Dragula car, the Munster family vehicle. Don't forget, North Georgia Ford, go to FetcherNews.com. You will be able to see the cars, and you'll be able to see the cars on there, and you can come up and meet him. We're working on it. We will make an official. We'll try to make it official today, but Friday, Butch Patrick should be joining us on our show at Circuit World, okay? Here's one. Trump's personal assistant is fired. I just noticed this one, okay? I mean, this came out, this is today. President Donald Trump's personal assistant, John McEntee, was escorted out of the White House Monday. Two senior administration officials said the cause of the firing was unspecific security issue, said a third White House official with knowledge of the situation. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders declined to comment, saying, "We don't comment on personnel issues." He didn't return any calls. They were trying to call Mr. McEntee was one of the longest-serving aides to Trump, dating back to his earlier days of the campaign, and some of the only aides around the then candidate include Kushner, the president's son-in-law, and senior advisor Stephen Miller. Oh, he got escorted out. He's out. I tell you what, you just have to stay up on things, don't you? I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We would like for you, always remember, if you see news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if you see any news, you can send that to us at chief@fetchernews.com, email, or you could text us. This phone stays on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can send us any news leads out there in North Georgia. 706-889-9700. We would like for you to go. We'd like for you to go and join our YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and anytime we do a live broadcast, you can get it on YouTube. You'll get a notification, or we upload a video. Also follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV.com. So I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. We'll be right back here, same place, same time. Don't complain it's cold. Don't complain you had to put the defroster on, because for the last 3 weeks, for the last week, there's been like 3 back-to-back storms in the Northeast, major snowstorms. At least we're not doing that, because everybody's out there posting what? The blizzard of 93? Remember? That's what you're all posting this morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Take us out of here, Amanda.